So this app utilizes quite a few different parts, most of which I could not get to work, but I did get the speech recognition part to function. So if I go ahead and run this code, and after it says speak, when I speak, it should print everything that I just said. Okay, and you can see here that it does that. So I played around with this because my app is going to have to be able to recognize different languages. It'll have to be able to recognize the user's L1 and the target language so that it can track both of those. So I played around a bit with it, and I'm going to run that again. I'm speaking English right now y ahora estoy hablando español para probar este programa. So it does okay. It gets English, and as I flip over into Spanish, it does get most of the Spanish. It's got a little bit of kind of a identity crisis, I guess. It's when it's trying to figure out which language I'm moving into. But overall, it does pretty well with Spanish. I tested it also with Japanese and Russian, and I'll show you kind of how that ends up turning out. First, the Japanese. こんにちは。私はクリスタルです。私はこのプログラムをテストとするために日本語を話します。And it got こんにちは and 私, which is I. It got テストプログラムをテストする, so testing program. It got 日本語, which is Japanese, を話します. So it got some of the Japanese words in there, and then it put them into the Romanji, or the Latin alphabet. And one more time I tested this with Russian. Здравствуйте, я говорю по-русски, чтобы протестировать эту программу. And so this, when I do it with Russian, it doesn't get any of the words at all. It tries to force them into English. So I did play around with this code and seeing if I could go in and have it recognize the different languages that I was trying to put into, so I could have it listen for those specific languages. And both of these tries, I ended up getting errors with that. So I feel like it needs a little bit more tinkering with. I did use the language codes that I looked up in Python. So I know those are correct, but there's probably a missing component to these that would need to go in there.